I don't know the top of heaven. Might as well be running the panel. Yep. Trouble. Trevor, you're like sharpening your sword, dude. You're ready to bang on some FBAs. Something's wrong with your account, Private. It's private, Trouble. Your account's private because I can't accept you up until you request, and that has to do with you not accepting my invite on this account. Okay? I'm losing patience with them. Oh no. Oh yeah. Go back to like your private messages, and then just accept my. I think you only have to accept like a message, but that's weird because like we already messaged back and forth, so I don't know. It has to do some kind of setting. I don't know because removing. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I ain't gonna remove you. Okay, 144K. What's going on? Welcome to the panel. Can I get you to introduce yourself with your race and ethnicity?
I'm good. I am what you would call a foundational.
Oh, you're breaking up. I heard foundational though. What I wouldn't call you foundational, my brother. I would call you a Black
So I'm gonna show you.
American. Can you hear me?
That's fine.
Well,
I hear you. I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Brother's cutting in and out.
Yeah, you were cutting up a bit, but I hear you now.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the panel, my foundational Black American. Do you want to respond to the prompt?
Oh, he can't hear us.
Wait, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me.
No, I hear you now.
I hear you now. Yeah, we hear you now.
Oh, okay. I said it's fine. You can call me a Black American. What can I call you?
You can call me a tether. You can call me a tethered American.
Wait, does he refer to people as tethers though?
Well, it don't matter. Like that, I'm just standing.
Okay. Tethering from where?
Tethering from Africa. You know, I'm an African American, so I tether back to Africa. You feel me? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fine. So for short, I'll just call you Tether. That's fine.
That's fine. That's totally fine. I'll just call you FBA. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, brother, do you want
to call me?
Do you want to answer one of the questions on the prompt, or do you just want to come here to make a statement? Like,
so the prompt that you have there is a little hard to see, but from what if proximity to whiteness affects wait, isn't rejecting Africans just externalizing the same
Oh, you're still
biracials
cutting up.
internalized? What do you mean by that?
So the same identity issues that biracial people have, the half black, half white, right? Picking one side or the other, is it the same thing as foundational Black Americans picking Africa? Or you guys have such a unique lineage, right? And it's comprised of being YT, Native. Hold on. I ain't
So
done.
if
I ain't
you're
done.
if
I ain't done. So the unique lineage is comprised of what? Correct me if I'm wrong. YT lineage, Native American lineage, and African lineage. So I'm more focused on the African. I'm more focused in your African ancestry or descendancy because that's what makes you closely related to me, right? But since you guys have been going through delineation and you're so far removed from Africa to ever have any empathy or acknowledgement of your African unique lineage, I feel like a lot of FBAs are more with the YT and the Native American side of their lineage, So that's what I mean, brother. So with the identity crisis that biracial people have, picking one side or the other, FBAs have that same identity crisis to me because they want to say they descend from Africans, but at the same time they want to delineate from that. They want to delineate from the terms African American, even Black American, because you have to add the foundational aspect to it, right? So I say hurry up and delineate so you don't have to tiptoe back and forth and say that they're all synonymous terms. You got other terms like salon, ADOS, that people are delineating from the term FBA. I don't want to hear that they're all the same because you guys are delineating. So I ask you guys to hurry up, delineate. Let me know what I can do to foster that, to make that delineation a lot quicker. Let me know what I need to do. Go ahead.
Was that him or me?
That was
sound
him.
like you're breaking up.
Oh,
You finished?
Yeah. Did you catch all that?
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished, brother. Did you catch all that though?
Okay. So to answer your question, no. There's nothing you need to do to help with it. Is already complete. The delineation was completed the moment Africans sold us. The moment that they abandoned us and couldn't give two shits about how we were doing, they didn't send any money, help us in our situation. So here we are, thousands of. Oh, why are you delineating? We didn't choose to delineate. You kicked us out. You sold us.
Okay.
And for liquor. So
for
the
liquor,
delineation.
not even for currency. Go ahead,
Wait,
brother.
so
No, hold on, Trouble. Let him
so
land.
do we
Let him
need
land
your
his point.
hand?
Let him land his point.
Right. Until you can show me how you can help your own country, there's no way you can help us. You don't have shit, ain't worth shit, and never did anything. The
He's
fuck
breaking
can you
up.
do to help us?
He's
Absolutely
breaking up.
nothing.
I can't
The
really
only
hear
thing that you
anything
can
he's saying. He's
do.
breaking up.
The,
Or take.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you
144K.
can.
Are you there? Are you there?
I'm sure you hear me.
My brother.
I'm sure you hear me.
if I could, when he's done.
Hold on. Yeah, I got you, Hawk.
I'm sure you hear me.
I heard
No,
most of
no,
it.
it's
I heard
just
most
you're
of it,
breaking
but your
up.
Wi-Fi is lagging, my brother. Maybe just like try to find a better spot wherever you're at. But again, it looks like you have a lot of animosity to an abstraction of what you think happened in Africa. Your family, your ancestors, your descendants.
No,
You
it's
think
not.
that they sold you. No, hold on. You talked, right? So just mute up for a minute. You have so much resentment you know, for a time that you didn't even live, right? You talking for your ancestors, right? Those ancestors are African. So your own family sold you into slavery. That's what you think, right? And so you caught up in the dichotomy. I don't know if you're a Tariq Nasheed follower, or if Tariq Nasheed owns you with the brand FBA. If you come up here claiming FBA, you under Tariq Nasheed, you know, and Tariq Nasheed is your owner. He's your daddy. You feel me? So I don't know what he told you. I don't know what kind of memo you got in the chapter of FBA that you
Okay.
follow. But my brother, you gotta calm down a little bit. You gotta learn about your African ancestors. You gotta value them just as much as you value the YT man that promised you everything here away from your African. The same MAGAs, the same current administration that follows these
Are
same
you high?
rhetoric points that you fucking make. Nah,
Are you
nah.
high?
I'm high on dragging
Are
you
you drunk?
FBAs every day. I'm high on dragging you FBAs. You hear me?
Are you on
Are you psychotic, bro? Coming up
are
here
you on
talking shit
drugs?
about Africans. Nah, I don't need
Do you
any
need
help from
help?
you. Let me help you. Let me help me to help you to delineate as quick as possible. You know,
Drug addict.
but I can already tell you're just gonna be unruly, and you have a chip on your shoulder. I don't know what an
Well,
African probably.
he said that like they were sold by other Africans, which I mean,
Nah, he's just an unruly FBA. He can come up here talking shit, and he's gonna get dragged. You're gonna get dropped and dragged. And I don't. Yeah, I can be tipsy, high. That's the first thing you guys say, right? But put the Black and Mild down, right? Put the Hennessy down. We can
No.
do that. We can talk the same bullshit, okay? You're not gonna run shit on my panel, let alone talk shit about your ancestors, my ancestors, right? So you guys love to pick
well, I
and
mean,
play, pick and
anybody who,
choose. Yeah, go
anyone
ahead.
who's talking about who is blaming all of Africa for the actions of a few it's already irrational, you know.
If I,
But I do think there are grievances. There are people that have actual grievances, but it's more layered than just, oh, Africans were selling Africans.
yeah, I mean,
Um,
if I could get in on this point a little
Go
bit.
go ahead, Hawk. I just need you to introduce yourself, my brother,
What
with
do you
your
mean?
race and ethnicity, where you're from, please.
Black and white, black New York.
All right, welcome to the panel. Go ahead.
Um, sure. I mean, I don't know. I was raised by the black side of my family. That's why I claim it that way. It's not an identity crisis for me. It was just a matter of, I was raised with my black family, therefore I'm black. And racially, that's half of my makeup. So it was never really an internal crisis for me of sorts. I know for some who had the dual raising, it may have triggered something in them, but I can't speak for them. Um, I would say the delineation, and this is simply a product of history. I mean, we came over involuntarily under slavery, and we became separate people. We have somewhat different culture. We have somewhat different manners, different ways. And the delineation, the only one I ever knew, was simple. People who came here from Africa, independent of slavery, weren't Americans, and we were. It wasn't anything different than that. They came later than we did. It wasn't a huge issue or major crisis, except when it came to the question of entitlements and benefits from the federal government under various equalization policies, 14th Amendment, etc., that there were certain things that were owed to the descended slaves and to the descendants of slaves upon emancipation that the national government has not consistently delivered on. So the animosity, at least as I see it, is that if those restoration efforts, whether it be the 13th, 14th Amendment, whether it be affirmative action, whether it be the Civil Rights Act, that these things are intended to bring the American black up to level, on par with his white counterpart in the nation, as equal Americans, as equal parts of we the people. It's a hard thing to do when those same entitlements become sources of competition with other groups. And I don't care whether it be African or Eastern European or Canadian or German, Asian, South American, what have you. It's simply a question of saying, look, if we were granted means to be made equal, then we can't be put in competition at the same time. And I think that's their frustration. I can understand parts of their frustration, but I don't know why we start dragging people from Africa. We came from Africa. We did not grow up here next to a cornstalk. Um, that'd be my thing.
All right, thank you, Hawk. And yeah, that's all. That's all we're saying. Most of these black MAGAs, FBA MAGAs, want to come up here and speak ill of their ancestors, you know. And so we're gonna stand 10 toes down. You know, I already told him I was a tether, so he already knew who he was dealing with, right? I'm not gonna kiss his ass, you know. I'm not gonna say that they are the lineage that I look up to, especially dealing with a lot of FBAs, discluding Black Americans and African Americans. I get along with those people. The people that choose to delineate from those terms to become FBAs are the people that I have a problem with. More so with people that are FBA MAGAs who follow the current administration that speak about anti-immigration, deportation. They think that they're ICE agents, right? They think that they run Homeland Security. They can tell people to go back home. They want to get rid of the Naturalization Act. They want to get rid of U.S. born citizens that come from other countries. You know, the offspring, the anchor babies that they say, right? So
If I could clarify on one point real quick, I do believe in strict immigration laws. I don't think that it should be on the basis of nationality, but no, I do believe in strict immigration laws. I think the 14th Amendment does have a valid, narrower interpretation, and that DACA was bad policy, the TPS was bad policy, Reagan's amnesty in the 80s was bad policy, catch and release was bad policy.
mhm.
But it's not on the basis of the people, it's on the basis of the government.
Right. So we're anti-government, anti-YT, the people that we're not the gatekeepers of any policy that gets through, even the civil rights. The people that legislate, that are sitting in those seats of Congress. That's not us. That's not an FBA. Regardless, Donald Trump doesn't have an FBA in his cabinet. Okay, so again, I can understand your conservative viewpoint and I can respect it, but politically, when you want to be a MAGA is where I have a problem with it, right? That
Yep.
rhetoric. So that's okay. You can have conservative views on immigration. That's totally fine. I don't see eye to eye with you on that, but that's okay. You know, I'll still have respect for your opinion, and if you want to help this administration to tighten up their borders, you know, I can't really say much about that. I could say, you're on stolen land. You know, I'm half Mexican as well, so I could be like, the borders don't exist to me, right? They're all colonial borders, anyways. You know, I could say all that, but regardless of the fact, I'm not gonna argue that point, right?
Yeah, we'd go back and forth on, like, you could say, for example, if you made the stolen land case, I would say that West was normal and so forth.
Yeah. So
secondary.
I can understand FBAs or Black Americans that want to be affiliated or allyship with YT people that brought them here from Africa and have worked for the YT man for this long, have built everything in America for the YT man. You built the White House, but why'd you paint it white? Why isn't it black? And who the fuck is in office, right? Who's in the White House? It's not an FBA. It's not even a Black American. It was a tethered, right? It was Barack Obama that I'm sure you didn't go for, but all Black Americans at that point, before they turned to FBAs, they voted for them and to be in office, and they regret it to this day, you know? So again, I'm not going to go back and forth with that. But again, you guys are not you in particular, Hawk. I'm talking about the FBAs that want to claim that African people sold them into slavery to the white T man that brought them here. They want to not understand history in the right chronological way. They don't want to understand the difference between a slave and a POW. They don't want to understand how Africa was already compromised when that happened. They don't want to know that.
Or what a lineage actually is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, this lineage, they call it a unique lineage, and that lineage has three parts to it, apparently. It has the YT aspect of them, because after they came here, they bred with the YT man, and now they're not African anymore because they have that biracial, triracial, Melungian, Creole, whatever mix they want to claim that their unique lineage comes from. They are more YT than us. They're going to ally with YT people more than they do to Africans or African immigrants or any immigrant at that point. They're going to align themselves with YT. We're still not going to. They have Native American lineage now too. They claim to be American Indians, right? And then lastly, their African lineage, which they will shit on, talk shit about, call us sellouts. The African lineage that they have, that they still say that on the website, it says that they descend from Africans, right? But they're willing to punch down on all the new immigrant waves that are coming now that are African or Caribbean waves of immigrants. When the civil rights passed, you guys, again, I'll repeat this, you're not the gatekeepers of that. There was so much pressure on America about how they were treating Black Americans that it raised concerns, and they had to shape their policies in the way that it is now. But it was done through pressure, not to give credit to Black Americans for doing that, right? But again, they didn't hold the keys. They weren't the gatekeepers. The first wave of immigrants, besides the YT women that were given rights as well, was European immigrants. There's no smoke for the European immigrant. There's only smoke for the African and the Caribbean immigrants that were the last people to ever have a chance to come here. So again, miss me with all that bullshit. Miss me with that MAGA talking point. Miss me with you go back to where you come from. Go fix your fucking country. Blah 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 blah. When you know this white imperialistic administration has destabilized Africa over and over again. You guys don't want to see that. You don't want to see what contributed to Africa being destabilized. You don't want to see the puppet governments. You don't want to see the people behind the curtain. You don't want to see the people pulling the strings. You don't want to see how everything contributes back to America by America going over there, taking minerals, taking cheap labor, destabilizing these nations. The carving of Africa, the Berlin Conference. You don't want to know about that. You'd rather be ignorant, rather not listen to any of that, and come on here and spew your hatred. So with that, I'm sorry, I rambled. I have been drinking. I took a shot with my mom. Mom finally took a shot with me, and I ate a tamale. I'm pretty, I'm not wasted, all right?
Can I jump in really quick?
Go ahead, Trouble. And then Jay, you're up next, and then we got Matcha. Go ahead.
So I mentioned the lineage thing because of the live last night. When I was talking to the panel, we were all talking about kind of the like environment, on TikTok, how we see majority FBAs and the type of things they spew at Africans or whatever. And we were just talking about it. It was just a casual conversation. And an FBA joined, and he said he didn't want to sit here and listen to us insult his lineage, meaning the people, all of the people that are active and currently online on TikTok saying these things. So I responded that I didn't insult his lineage, because a lineage is vertical, right? It's you and then who you descend from. And so Queen Shanta said, lineage is an English word. And how would you know what our words mean to us? So it's English, it's not your word. We're communicating. So this is the issue that I have. If I say I'm Black, I get told I'm cosplaying, but I'm talking about Black as like race, not an ethnicity. So this is what I'm talking about. The change in the meaning of things, saying things are ours, but you're communicating to people that aren't in your community. It's a lot of confusion. It really isn't. It's not helping anybody.
Yeah, facts. And again, let me remind you, FBAs, that this is an African panel. So you do have to mind that this is not a panel. We are talking about FBAs concerning how they react in these TikTok spaces and what they say. And we're here to inform African brothers and sisters that they're safe in America. They don't have to worry about they don't have to worry about you FBAs trying to run amok and talking all that bullshit on TikTok, you know. So we are gonna fight back. You bootlickers will stay in the comments, right? You xenophobic, you guys are more than welcome to come up. You know, we got smoke too. Don't worry. You know, if you want to roast us, we'll roast back. But we're here to educate. We were talking to a lot of Black Americans, a lot of FBAs, and just showing education, going back and forth. We're not here for all the toxic shit, even though we can talk our shit, you know. But regardless of the fact, we want to educate both our brothers and sisters that are immigrating here recently, or first generation, second generation. Anyone from Africa, we got love for Somalia, we got love for Ethiopia, Eritrea, all of East Africa, the first Africans to get targeted by this administration. So again, we welcome everyone up. We're not going to discriminate, but come respectful, because we can get disrespectful real quick. Let's introduce our other mod, Jay. Welcome up, Jay. Welcome back, my brother.
Hey, my name is Jay. I'm a moderator on this panel. Thank you, everyone, for coming to this evening. I think, Matcha, you were next. You were the last person to join. So if we can get your age, ethnicity, and where you're from.
Thank you, brother. I'm 28. I'm from Somalia, but I'm citizen. I'm Somali American. I was born in Somalia. I grew up in Somalia. I've lived in the United States for the last 12 years. I don't claim that I know everything, the struggles that, you know, Black America went through. I don't claim that I really deeply understand, you know, the American history. But what I can claim I know is my experience in the last 12 years here in the United States, right? The FBA problem, I wasn't aware of that. So I've seen them just the last few days, literally this week. And I'm really shocked, and I'm in shock. My jaws are still in the floor. You know, I've seen people talking about FBAs, talking about how Somalis are claiming they will overthrow Black Americans, which is really bizarre. First of all, we don't think like that. Second, we're not able to because we are just like, you know, 250,000 people in the United States. That's like 0.001% of the American population. Instead, you know, as immigrants, you know, I'm the target, you know, the target population for the FBAs. I was born in Africa, I grew up in Africa, and I would like to clarify, as an African immigrant, what I do believe my viewpoint is about America in general and about Black America in particular. So, first of all, I believe African Americans or Black Americans fought for civil rights that we enjoy here in the United States, right? They worked so hard. They were the victims of pre-Civil War rights, right? Civil rights. I really appreciate that. I love them. I have an immense love for Black Americans, for that work they have done for themselves, and consequently that, you know, all immigrants, not just Africans, all immigrants are enjoying because the rights Black people have fought for in this country. So I really appreciate that. I wasn't aware of this, you know, hate or beef between Black Americans, specifically FBAs, let me not say Black Americans, the FBAs, between the FBAs and African immigrants. African immigrants are not monolith, just like Black people. Black Americans have Republicans, they have Democrats, they have left, they have right, they have religious people, they have atheists. Just like that, the immigrants from the African continent have different views. We don't believe the same. Some of us are Muslims, some of us are Christians, some of us are non-religious. We the same as any other community. We don't see the world the same thing. So there is no a united hate that is coming from the African community, African diaspora, towards the Black Americans, because that cannot happen. That's not realistic, first of all, right? So my belief is that up to now, until Trump started this, I've believed at least 99% of Black Americans don't see the African immigrant as an enemy, but they see as their brother, right? That's what I believed. But what I'm seeing right now is FBA is believing that we are an actual enemy and we hate Black Americans, which is really far from the truth. I myself do not subscribe in that. Literally everyone I know from my community doesn't have a hate towards the African American community. So what I suggest is our problem is we have here, for example, I'm a US citizen. I don't believe actually I know as a fact I'm not deportable, right? Trump, whatever he can do, he cannot deport me. We have court systems here. I can fight that through the immigration courts if that ever happens to me. And if he succeeds, if he really succeeds in deporting and do naturalization of Americans, of American citizens, at that point we actually don't have a country here, right? So nothing to be, there will be nothing to be fighting over. Our white is all of us, white people, Black people, anything in between. Our rights are eroded if Trump and Miller, who really hate anything other than anything not white, if they succeed. Oh, I didn't know they were stamped. I'm sorry. So let me just conclude in like 15 seconds. I wanted to clarify, as an immigrant, I have an immense love for the Black American community. We are not, in war with you. We are actually here surviving, doing what we can to support our families, our communities. And this FBA hate, I'm not putting it on Black Americans in general. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
The next person was, we'll just go up the ladder here. Naya 12348. Can we get your age, ethnicity, and where you from?
Hi, my name is, I don't need to say my name. 34, I'm from Somalia, so I just want to say the FBA, I don't know what their issue is with Somali people. They just keep talking about nonsense. You guys took our money. You guys need to be deported. Deported to where? Like, what are they talking about? I'm just confused. Okay, and even if we deport it back home, which we have a home, what is that? What are you gaining from? Like, what are you going to gain from? Because if you look at it as a FPA people, whatever, Black American, you guys are like a second-class citizen. Like, you just started voting recently, not long ago. So why are you guys hating other Black people or other Africans? I just want to ask that question. Like, why you guys hate us so much? For what reason? Because we came to another country, we came to America, we started establishing, some of us have jobs, we pay tax. So what is all this coming from? That's all I need to ask.
An answer for that too. But before we do that, we're gonna go to the Black Germ, can we get your age, ethnicity, and where you're from?
I'm 30 and I'm Black American. I was just gonna say, Ms. Nara, you said, well, why is it that we have this issue? I think the conversation is kind of being disingenuous. No, I know it is. Because there was a long period of time where Black Americans were really like, oh, we all cool with everybody, people of color. But I feel like there's been some events that have occurred that have like definitely made us delineate because you all kind of went against us. When they first began speaking about reparations, there was a flood of videos of not just white TVs, but you guys too, saying, oh, they don't deserve this, don't deserve that. Now, if we're supposed to be so united, right? Like you said, we're all family. Why didn't y'all support that movement? And you yourself just said, oh, they fought for civil rights and this and this and this for us. But when it came time for y'all to aid and support us, that was not done widely by all of your communities. That you guys were pretty much against us. And then another thing occurred where the voting, most of you all voted for him, and we all voted, the other way.
What?
Wait a minute, I didn't interrupt. You all vote. A lot of the immigrant communities or people that are not from here voted for that man. And then when he turned around and did what he did, now you guys are all mad at us. It doesn't make any sense. And what makes you guys look so strange, honestly, to Black Americans is it's so weird that you say things like, well, the Berlin Conference and what this country does to other countries, but you're not addressing the people who are predominantly doing this. And those are mostly what our white T community here that are in our government. It's almost like you guys are showing that you are more allied with the white T community than you are us. And it's so plain to see because you never see you guys on TikTok having a discussion about these people. You're always talking about us. And if you say yourself, you're a second class citizen with no power, then why are we such the topic and not the people that you, I guess, think of as first class citizens with all the power there in government? Why is it only us that you discuss? I think that this cognitive dissonance, like in this disingenuous conversation, is not going to make anything better because you can obviously see that you guys are like being kind of like oppish, weird, and you can't see
Okay.
it.
All right.
Can
The
you put the
black.
resolution up?
Hold on.
Can you put the
Hold on,
resolution up,
Trouble.
please?
Yeah, I will. First, no one has to come here and see you as a first class citizen, right? You guys have always been seen as second class citizens, first and foremost. The usage of the term delineation never came from Black Americans, let alone African Americans. It only came from FBAs. Okay, so if you're an FBA, just say so. All right, don't come up here as a Black American and use this verbiage that the FBA's use, because I've never heard that from a Black American talking about delineating from what, so again, let it be known what you are and what you claim, and say it with your chest, okay? And as being disingenuous, you are FBA on an African panel, by the way, and you need to be centered. We're not going to center you on an African panel, by the way. So I'm going to let you go ahead and land your point, but you got to be honest and not disingenuous on our part, So go ahead, you can unmute.
I mean, you could be rude and like mute me and all that so that you want to feel better. I thought we were just having a conversation.
No, you started being
Wait,
rude.
wait,
No,
no.
you call this weird. You call this a
I
weirdos.
said it is weird.
No, well, again, you're
Okay,
being
can
weird.
we like stick to facts?
I'm
People
just
can have
talking. I don't know why it's
can
starting to
people
get all
have
emotional.
no, it's the problem is
I
what you
didn't
said was
finish,
well,
but I let you
what you were
finish. And I
saying
didn't
a lot
interrupt.
of were
I
assumptions
didn't get to
and
finish, but I
opinions
didn't
and not they
interrupt
weren't
you.
factual.
I didn't interrupt you when you spoke.
Again, you can stay muted until we.
But
So
you're
You can
not
what I
stay
was
you're not
saying,
muted.
sticking
You
to
can stay
facts.
muted until my mods
Can
get through with you.
can you put up the
I didn't
resolution
finish
because I
my
feel
statement.
like
I didn't finish my statement.
okay, go ahead.
Some decorum. We don't got to be disrespectful.
Okay, but just stick to facts.
What I was saying was that is facts. Everything that I said was facts. What I'm saying is that, and then for him to say, "Oh, well, you're FBA or Black American," I'm Black American, so I don't understand. FBA and Black American is the same thing.
It is not, sir.
Secondly, delineation came from the dictionary. I don't get what you don't understand about that. Third, you didn't address anything that I said, which means that you don't really want to have a meaningful conversation. You
You
just
just
want to
told
do
me
this.
I was
Wait a
interrupting you, so I
minute. I'm not
couldn't.
talking to you, Miss Lady. I was talking to him. Excuse me. It seemed like you just want to do this for clout and argument. Like this is not really to fix anything because all of us know that there was a long period of time where Black Americans were all in for y'all. Definitely POC, people of color, and you all know that there has been flip videos with y'all saying all kind of reckless stuff. And now that you're getting your get back, you feel away like you're being bullied, but you had no problem with this when guys were all walking on us like walking mats. But now that we're taking our shots back, everybody wants to cry wolf. But y'all have been doing tons of things, and then you say, "Oh, they're talking about this $80 billion." What are you talking about? That was on YT News. That's how we found it out. Like, but you don't see you blasting them. You blasting us because y'all all feel like, what did he say, second class citizens? So you want to stump down on us because you align with white supremacy. Like, just keep it a stack. That's why y'all don't talk about them.
Can I say something
Did you
about
land?
second class?
Hold
Did you
on,
land?
Maya. We got you.
Yes,
Trouble,
ma'am.
Trouble. Go ahead, Trouble, and then we'll
Okay.
introduce.
So a lot of what you were saying was assumptions about how other people feel and what they do or don't do. I'm just going to show you this resolution. I don't know if we have any other Somali Congress person, but she's the one that's prominently being talked about on these lives. And a lot of one thing people say is our community's not behind you, Ilhan's not behind you, we're actively undermining you. Well, this is a co-sponsored resolution from her demanding reparations for Black people in America who were enslaved.
Ma'am, if I may interject,
You
that has
may
nothing to
not.
do
You
with the
may
point.
not. You may let the lady
Is
land.
this
Let
is
the
this
let the
is this
woman
not
land.
our community being behind you? Is
Ma'am,
this not Ilhan being behind you?
Sir,
that
hold
is
on,
not.
hold on, sir. That was an open-ended question. She hasn't landed.
She did. You just want to be disrespectful.
Who's being disrespectful?
Talking about you, ma'am.
You could just wait. You just wait, please. Stay
No, I'm
muted.
done. I'm done.
Stay muted or stay unruly and you get dropped.
I'm done. She
That
can
man
answer.
emotional.
So regardless of that point, thank you, Tro, for bringing that up. Just to let everybody know.
Can I say one thing, Vibes?
Did you want me to
No.
respond to what
Hold
she asked
on,
me?
guys. Hold on. We'll give the
She asked me
brother.
a question.
We'll
Yeah.
give Germ the last.
I don't need the stage. I'm
All
responding
right
to what
then.
she said.
All
So,
right.
ma'am, to respond to what you said, you just kind of disrespectful, dude. You need to get some decorum. So basically,
Again, come corrected or get checked and get dropped. All right. So we'll move on since he wants to talk all this shit, right?
That don't mean Somalia is behind us. Trust me.
What?
All right. It's all right. It's all right. No limit. We'll get to you. Don't worry. We'll go ahead and introduce it.
wait, you dropping me
Was it
because of
Matcha?
what? Is you good?
You'll get dropped again. Come corrected. Stay muted, or you get dropped. That's it. It's not even that deep. We'll go to what is it? Matcha? Is it Matcha now?
Yeah, brother.
Matcha, please introduce yourself with your race and ethnicity and where you're from.
He did already.
Yeah, already.
okay.
You already.
I just wanted to
My bad.
respond to this. Somalis are not standing behind.
Matcha, you gotta since you already spoke, Matcha, you get a minute, and then I have to introduce the new guest. Go ahead.
Just a quick thing. So for this resolution, thank you very much, Trouble. This resolution shows, the one person that we have in Congress stands behind African American issues. Also, if you just look on this app and search, 2020 when George Floyd was murdered in Minnesota, Somali people
Not lie.
protesting for that, shoulder to shoulder with, Black
There was
Americans.
also looting as well.
And that, whatever he was, you can see videos, tons of videos, Somalis showing love and support for Black Americans on that issue. Exactly. Also, last election, people are trying to smear us that we voted for Trump. Last election, if you see exit poll, you would see 98% of Somalis voted for Kamala Harris. Of course, we have 2 or 3 people that, grifters who went to Republican Party and, take money from them and talked on this app. We know that. but that does not represent the entire Somali community. If that was the case, Candace Owens will represent the Black American community. You guys have also some really grifters on this internet, big personalities that was talking about Black people when 2020, when we were supporting Black people in 2020.
Okay, well, I think your time's up.
Okay, thank you.
Who's next?
No limit. Can we get your age, ethnicity, and where you're from, please?
I'm in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Black American.
Mm-hmm. Where you from, bro?
Georgia.
All right, thank you. Did you want to respond to anything that's been said thus far?
Well, I've been saying in the comments, like, Macha's lying, Trouble done lied. I mean,
I lied about what?
one representative of in a political party doesn't represent the vast majority of what Somali, think of different ethnic groups. You have to get down to the common
What do we
people
think?
that's on the ground, with boots on the ground, that's in spaces that, have a voice.
So no limit. I have so no limit. So if the argument is that Somalis have been actively blocking progress for Black Americans, can you give us anything to verify that? In similar to how she just presented this bill?
That's a bill. That was just like they were just
It was a
something
resolution.
more than one person.
Do you have something similar is my question.
You said what now?
Do you have something similar to substantiate the notion that Somalis are actively blocking political progress for Black Americans?
I never said that. I don't get into.
I'm asking you that though because you're bringing up the subject, and we presented this resolution.
And I was just talking, but you cut me off. I said though that was not just one individual candidate, a Somali, to put that into some kind of like the resolution thing that she's showing right now. It's not something that an individual just put together herself. Like she just can't say, "Oh, Somali did this," and wave it in your face and say, "Hey, oh, we're allies, buddy." No,
She's a co-sponsor.
Right.
The only representative that we have in Congress is a co-sponsor.
She's not. Yeah, and she's not necessarily saying that. Therefore, that means
that's
that every
what she just
Somali
did.
supports it.
She just said that.
So but I need you to answer my question that I asked you. Can you give me verification of what you're trying to say? That's what I'm saying.
I've just said it as one individual person because they did whatever they involved with that resolution does not represent the full-on Somali people.
Right, but we're not. But regardless of what any Somali on the street may think, I'm talking about active political blocking of something related to Black Americans. It could be reparations. It could be anything. Do you have something to show that? Because I don't really care about.
It's a lot of our Africans, whatever. It's a lot of.
Well, okay. Well, let's say
African
so we could expand it.
We
could expand it to other African immigrants, not just Somalis. Do you have anything with that? Because I don't really care about what somebody says, name calling. I don't care. I care about active political, some like African immigrants in political positions that are actively blocking progress for Black Americans. Do you have something to put that?
One of them.
I'm sorry?
What's his name? Brian, I can't remember his name, but I know he's from Chicago. I know he's a representative of Chicago. But
Representative of Chicago?
Yeah, Brian, what's his name? I can't forget his name or whatever.
Yeah.
But
The reason I'm asking that because I want to get a list of this because I've heard other FBAs say what you're saying, but they have yet to present me actual names, actual lists where they got this research said, look, we can present this. The following people are all African immigrants, and these are the things that they blocked related to Black American progress and politics. That's what I want to see.
Either they unblocked it or either they unblocked it or said they will not follow up on.
Or said they right. That's what I'm saying because I'm hearing Somali.
That's what I'm saying. I just gave you a name. The guy.
You said Brian.
I think it starts with a J.
Yeah, you didn't even give a full name. Come with receipts, my brother.
Brian McDonald.
Yeah, that's all we asking for. We want to know no limit. Who is this?
If I'm giving you a name, like how is this not receipts?
giving me the name Brian. Okay, how does that, bro?
I
Come
said
on,
Brian.
don't be for real, bro.
I can't remember
Kobe
his last
Bryant.
name, but he's a representative of Chicago.
Brian represents Chicago. What did he say? Do you have it? Do you have the actual
He
thing
literally
where he said
said
it?
he literally said he's not going to he would not endorse it because his mother would not get it because she's of Jamaican descent or whatever, and his mother is of Jamaican descent and his father is something, but he's not full on American, whatever. He literally said it on air,
And he's a
and
representative.
it was like matter of fact, Kamala Harris said the same thing. She said she won't do anything for black people in general.
Right, but she's not an immigrant from Africa, so that's why I was saying
Right.
see, this is
No,
my
I'm just,
problem here.
I
Is
didn't
that
mean like I didn't mean like specifically from Africa. Like you was trying to, you basically cutting me off. I was just saying like someone of an immigrant background that's from the Caribbean or Africa in general. Like they
So
have said
right,
multiple
but you see
things
how
that
this keeps expanding. First, we're talking about Somalis, then we're talking about African immigrants. Now it's expanding to every immigrant. That's my problem here. It's like it's becoming more complex
I've
than it
already
needs to
said the
be.
Somali thing. That doesn't, what you call it.
Yeah,
Like
but I'm just saying she's presenting something showing that there's, I'm not saying this Somali woman actually, like you said, she didn't create the entire resolution, right? Clearly, it's worked
so
with
what
other
are y'all
people.
championing it for then? So what are y'all
Because what we're
championing it
saying,
for?
because we actually have something to present, and the people who are saying the opposite don't, like you, and that's the problem. That's what we want. We're like, okay, well, give us something
I've
like she
given
gave you
you
something.
like, are
No,
you
you
not
haven't.
listening?
You haven't gave us nothing comparable. You said
Byron Donald.
Brian
I don't get
from
on the screen
Chicago.
and
I don't
just
know what
say
that means, bro. That's what I'm
posting a
saying.
picture or whatever. You
What
want
do you
me to
say?
post a picture? You want to post a video?
If you have anything where you can substantiate what you're talking about, so we have that to work on. So we can say, okay, well, here's an example of a Somali or an African immigrant blocking reparations or blocking some type of legislation that's supposed to help specifically Black American people. That's what we want to see. I mean, we're not. That's what I mean when I say comparable to this
I've
resolution.
given you the guy named Byron.
You gave me
I
a
think
name,
his
bro.
last
That's not
name
nothing. We
McDonald
need
or
more than
something or
that. You're
whatever.
gonna have to come with more than that. If you're gonna come on this panel and start talking about how immigrants are blocking progress for Black Americans, we need more than just a name, Brian from Chicago, bro. Let's be for real. We need more. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that what you're saying is not true, that this doesn't exist, but I'm saying we're gonna need more information than that. If you're gonna come up here with that, because
Like,
we showing a
you want me to show
resolution with
videos?
names.
You want me to quote or whatever?
Whatever you think is sufficient, bro, because we're showing a
That's
resolution.
the point, though. You don't think
So
that's
show.
enough. You don't think that is
I don't
sufficient or
think you
whatever.
giving a name.
Just
your
because
word is
somebody
not
posts a
enough.
picture
I'm sorry.
of Somali
It's not
that
enough.
That's a
You giving a
is
name,
part of
resolution.
something,
That's an
Brian.
that
actual
doesn't mean, okay, all
resolution.
Somalis is for the progress of anybody.
We're gonna
We're
take
not.
your word with a
Nobody's
grain of
claiming
salt.
Can I say
that.
something? Can I say
How
something?
does
Nobody's
that
claiming
work?
that, Brian.
If
Go
you
ahead. Go
look,
ahead, brother.
One person?
if you look at Minnesota, right? Because Ilhan is the only representation that we have in Congress. If you look at Minnesota, right, Minneapolis, St. Paul, whatever, the vast majority of Somalis there vote for her, and she co-sponsored that bill. So you're not acknowledging what you're saying. You're not even trying to walk it back a little bit. I just provided you proof of a resolution she co-sponsored saying people who were enslaved in America deserve reparations. And you're talking about
How many other people
Jamaicans.
do
You're
that?
talking to me about
Some
Jamaicans.
Africans say that. A lot of Africans don't. What do you mean?
Okay, so now we're
Is
moving the
cool
goalpost,
points?
which is quite common
Most of y'all
in these
don't.
conversations.
So no
How do
limit.
you know
We have
most of
people in
us
the
don't?
Most don't.
comments. We have people in the comments saying that Byron Donald of Florida is who you're referring to, and they're actually running for governor of Florida. They're not from Chicago.
No, this guy's from Chicago. He's
Right. Well,
not.
see, that's why no limit. We need more information. So we don't have he said, she said. We don't know what the name is. That's why we need more from you.
And
So
no
You have a
we,
limit.
link to
Can
the
you
video?
tell us how he blocked anything? Like, what did he say specifically? Or
No, he specifically said that if it was a bill that come to, like, if there's anything that comes to pass,
like what? Like
something regarding
reparations?
reparations or whatever,
Okay.
he said he's going to block it.
Oh,
That
okay.
he
I know who
because
you're
his
talking. The guy on the
because his mother
the guy on
and
the
his father
Breakfast
would.
Club. The guy on the Breakfast Club, right? Is that the guy you were talking about?
Yeah,
I mean, we need to
as a
get
matter
a
of
name.
fact,
If we're not gonna get a name,
yeah,
this
and
person,
then
no point.
I
This
know
as
we
a
person
know,
matter of
Brian, but
fact,
either
Brian
way,
be
either
there
way,
was
this
even
is
a reparations panel he was on, and he specifically said he
okay.
wasn't going to
But
do it on the panel as
I
well.
got. Do you remember why he said that?
Because he said his mother and his grandmother or some shit like that wouldn't be able to get it. Like, are you
Okay, okay.
serious?
So again, one individual, you cannot generalize all people just because of one individual.
Didn't she just say one individual, whatever her name
Yeah,
is? I
but
don't want to chop her name up. That's in Minnesota. Didn't she say the same thing?
brother, what I'm saying is just because one person has that, I can't remember what she said, but
She
what
gave
you're,
everybody went and listened when she gave
what
the
you're
name or
saying,
whatever,
your
but that's not.
anecdotal experience about watching that interview and saying, "Hey, this is what he thought about Black Americans not getting reparations because he
Can I ask
wasn't
a
gonna
question?
get it right, so he didn't want you to get it." Again, that's his own opinion, just like your opinion on this panel. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Just like her opinion
Real
on
quick,
it.
to No Limit Mario.
Isn't he in political position?
Right, hang on, No Limit Mario.
Isn't he in a political position?
He's
I got a
not the
question.
president of the United States. How is he gonna block that?
Presidents,
Let me tell you
they
who's in a
sign bills
political
How is
from
he gonna
which
block
Congress?
hold on.
something
We
that's
got
passed by
one mic at a
Congress?
time. One mic at a time, guys. Go ahead.
Okay, one quick question to No Limit Mario. 90% of Republicans are against reparations. That includes Donald Trump. That includes all of these Republican senators. That includes your beloved President Trump. Now, where is the smoke for these YT people, 90% of whom are against reparations? Why is it just aimed at a small percentage of Africans and Caribbeans allegedly, but you haven't really proven that. But okay, what about the 90% of Republicans? Do you have any smoke for 90% of Republicans? Can you go ahead, sir? 90%. Go ahead.
Could you give me any sources or anything that reflects that 90%? Let's just say 90% of Black Americans support
90% of Republicans.
Hey, I was trying to answer a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Could you give me any idea?
You're not answering. You're giving another question.
90% of
you're
Black
answering.
Americans
You're answering with another question. That's not.
Good.
That's disingenuous.
This is a simple question. What is your reaction to 90% of Republicans being against reparations, including President Trump? Go ahead.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Well, where's the smoke? Where's the smoke for these YT people who are against reparations? Where's that at? I haven't really seen much of that.
Did Black Americans vote majority for Republicans?
Where's the smoke?
I think that's the
keep
smoke.
answering a question with this question, but I'm asking
that's your answer. That is literally your answer. If you're gonna put somebody in political position, make sure that those people that you're talking about don't have smoke for it are the ones that voted for the niggas that are gonna vote against it. 90% of Black Americans did not vote for Republicans that's against reparations. So why are you gonna say, oh, we don't have smoke for that? We know they're not gonna do it anyway, so that question is dumb as hell.
It's not a dumb question because
it really is, because you knew that already.
You're up here every day talking about immigrants, but you're not talking about the people.
Knew that already.
The people who are actually going to block reparations, you have no smoke for them, sir. You have no smoke for the people who will actually kill a reparations bill. The people who will make sure the reparations does not reach the floor of the Senate. You have no smoke for them. Only Africans. Why is that, sir? Are you scared or do you just not care?
Are you? Matter of fact, I didn't even mention reparations or anything like that.
You sure did. You brought up Brian.
What the hell?
No, that's because she mentioned something about reparations and whatever. Like, I don't get into the reparations.
I'm just trying to keep it a buck, sir. You said reparations, so I'm wondering why are you focusing on
the other people? The people that was on the panel before you, they were the ones that mentioned reparations and she don't want to block it, or she's an advocate for it, like there ain't other Africans or Caribbeans that's for it.
So when reparations,
the majority of y'all are not.
But wait, when
the majority of y'all are not.
Sorry, bring up your statistics, bring up your facts on that. Don't just make a claim.
You said what now?
The majority of you FBAs are not, right? FBA is a small percentage. It's not all Black Americans, let alone African Americans. Bring up the facts, bring up the receipts about how all of you are thinking the same way you're thinking.
Not all Black. Matter of fact, the only reason y'all tell people they're FBA, whatever it was, if they basically say some shit about an African immigrant who said some dumb shit about them. That's the only thing y'all do. Y'all just gonna put that label.
Don't backpedal. Don't backpedal.
If somebody say some shit about.
You're not gonna victimize yourself, sir. You're the one with all the smoke.
I know the game.
You're the one with the smoke.
You said I know the game. You're talking about reparations. I don't even get into that.
This whole conversation.
But I had to answer her question.
This whole conversation started.
I had to answer her question, whatever. So that's why I was going back and forth. I don't use just one person to.
You're tap dancing, sir. You're tap dancing.
The whole conversation started when
the
previous person said that that immigrants or our community are not behind Black Americans, and I provided proof that we are.
Y'all are
And then
not.
you
That's just one
mentioned,
person.
and then
There
you
was
mentioned,
one. That is one political person that really don't have no kind of power. No way. It like, come on.
okay, that it's that
Most
person
of
is
y'all say
our
it's not going to
only
happen anyway, so I don't
representation
even really
in
care for it
Congress, and the majority of us, the whole community in Minneapolis, supports her.
because she's Somali. If
And the
she
point,
was to say
And
if
she
she
is
was to say,
aligned
oh,
with
it's only
Black
going to be
Americans.
towards
She
Black Americans,
co-sponsored the
y'all would
bill.
go against her.
She co-sponsored the bill.
Y'all
So
would
what is
go
the
against her
actual
if she
issue?
said specifically only for Black Americans and
Do
nobody else
what?
or whatever to
why
get
would we do
anything.
that? Can you?
Do
How do you
what?
know what
Y'all
we're
would go against
thinking?
her. Y'all
No,
would
we
Why?
go
How
against
do you
her.
know what we're thinking and we're gonna against her?
The
Like,
bill said the reparations that are the reparations in the bill mentioned are only for people who were enslaved by America. So what do you mean? I don't understand.
Again,
I am
again,
pretty. I know it.
no,
Matter of fact, I am pretty sure that she
we're
just
not.
You're
We're
pretty
not
put her
sure.
gonna.
name.
We're not gonna base stuff on pretty sure. Again, we need receipts and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Okay,
let's
so
that. Let's not
It's
mince
more than
words.
one
Just
name
say
I
on
you
gotta
the.
don't
move on. I
like
gotta
us.
move on. No limit. I gotta move on.
It's
Yeah.
more than one name on the bill. That's the
Just say
receipt.
you don't. Just say you don't like our
That is
community.
the
You have no
receipt. What do you
confidence in our
mean?
community. Move on.
Your word is not your
That
Okay.
is
receipt.
that.
Stop it. Stop it. Nah. You're being disingenuous now. Let's move on. Let's move on. Tether. I want Tether to land his plane, and then we're gonna go to the next guest.
I just want to say, okay, when Republicans, the same Republicans who you are cheering on in this deportations, when they kill reparations, is it going to be the immigrants' fault? When the Republicans that you're cheering kill reparations, make it clear that it's never going to pass, are you going to blame Africans? And I land the plane.
No, I'm gonna blame who all voted.
Again, you're
And
gonna
why
have
would
to
you mute me
wait.
if
No
you ask me
limit.
a question?
I'm
That
gonna
don't
let
make sense.
Jay. We're gonna have an open panel. No limit. So just be
So do
patient,
you know
okay,
what a
brother? We gotta
co-sponsor
introduce
is?
Naya. Hold on. Don't leave an open-ended question for him. He'll go forever. Naya, welcome up to the panel, sister. Oh, I got Nagwal too. I totally saw him, but let's go ahead and introduce Naya. Naya, race, ethnicity, where you're
no,
from,
there's
please.
another person already. I already
Naya's
said what I
already
had to
been
say.
introduced. The only person who hasn't is Nagwal.
My bad. Okay, go ahead, Nagwal. Shaman.
Shaman, yes. Nagwal, you there, bro?
He's a skinny.
Oh, you said skip me, okay. All right, yeah, you guys have an open panel.
All right, open panel for 3 minutes. Go ahead, no limit, if you want to say something.
The question that was asked.
Bro, how about let's start like this, no limit. Go ahead and just say what you want. I don't want you to get caught up in what we're talking about, because obviously we're just lying and we have no valid claim to what we're saying. So just come up here and just say what you feel like saying it, and say it with your chest, and then we'll respond to you. Okay, no limit.
Okay, cool. So is Minnesota the let's just say the representation of Somali Americans that all feel like, okay, y'all are championing or stand beside, Black Americans, fight for, justice and liberation type thing?
You're asking me?
Are those the representatives of the
Well,
complete Somali American community?
Ilhan represents that state. She's the only Somali representation that we have in Congress. So I guess so. Majority, I guess, of the community is there, or like Ohio. I'm not, but I use that as a
So you have New York, you have LA, Minnesota, Ohio, Chicago, maybe down south or whatever, or other places. Do you, are you saying that she represent 800,000 of y'all? Because I think that's the estimate of y'all.
No, I'm talking purely about representation in Congress, because what the person on the panel before said was that we aren't behind Black Americans. We don't support Black Americans, or that's what was
That's
being
correct.
implied. That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just showed
If
you.
you're saying we, that means okay.
I just showed you the resolution. So
one
don't
political
you?
individual.
She's the only
Well,
Somali representation in Congress. Like, what are you not processing?
That it's only one individual.
She is
That's
the
So
like
only
what
one
do you
that can
mean?
do
Like
anything about legislation. Like, I don't.
you said what
So no
now?
limit.
Repeat
We're
that.
only concerning ourselves with people who are in government positions that have the ability to do this. So she brought up one Somali. You're right, it's just one, but that's the one they're talking about because that's the representative who is Somali in that capacity.
You can't even show. That's the point. You can't even show that all Somali Americans that's
We don't
in.
care because we don't care. We
And
only
you
care about the
can
ones
show
that are in
that they
government
no, it
don't.
doesn't
positions.
No,
matter.
I
It
was
does
getting
not
to the
matter.
point of Minnesota.
'Cause-
I was getting
You
to the
right,
point of
can't.
Minnesota.
No,
right,
you
but I want,
can't. You
but
Don't
can't
let
but
prove that
nobody
they
the
don't.
talk.
no,
I was getting to
we
the
have
point of
let you talk, and
Minnesota.
now I'm talking. What I'm saying is that we only concern ourselves with people who are in government positions. She presented somebody who's in a government position. I don't care about what any individual Somali who's not in a government position on the street has to say about it because they're not this woman
I
in
was not talking
Congress.
about what they're going to say. I was talking about their vote. They
It
haven't voted
doesn't
on
matter because
anything
they
of that
voted for
nature.
this woman.
They have not
They
voted on
voted for
anything of
this
that nature.
woman. They're voted. We have a representative democracy. They voted for this representative. That representative gets to vote. If she
That
voted for this,
representative was
it,
that representative was supported by Somali Americans for her to get into office. They more than likely
okay.
don't support her if she's talking about
Well, how do you
getting
know that? Are you
reparations for Black
Somali?
Americans.
Are you in Somali households? How do you know what they would if they would
Stop.
agree with
Did
that?
I
you
pretty
hear what
much
he
know
just
that.
said?
Trust
Did
me.
you
See,
hear
I
what
this
know
he
is
how
my
they
just
point.
said?
talk
Now
to
he's
other
going
Africans,
above
so I
and
already know
beyond
about that.
what. Yeah.
Have you
See
met any
now.
I
Somali
know how they
person?
talk to other Africans, so I know
Did you
they
not?
don't. They
Did you
definitely
not
We
wouldn't
have
do
read
that
Somalis
to
on the
Did
Americans.
you
panel, bro.
not
Why
read
don't
the
you ask
resolution?
them?
Did you not
Yeah.
read the
I was
resolution at
just
all?
talking to Somali. I was just talking to Trouble, and you interjected. And I was making a point, but you wanted to what you call it. I was talking about
They're all
she
mods. No
signed.
limit.
I
They can
said one
always
person. Cool,
interject. They
correct,
can
whatever.
always
One person.
interject. No limit. They can always interject. Okay.
I'm not
You
saying they
said
can't. That's the point. He interjected with me. I wasn't going to say okay, all of Somali
All
Americans
right.
and
Okay.
Because we're going
Get
in
talk.
circles, and the focus needs to
I
stay
was
on
about to
what the
focus
topic
on
of the issue.
Minnesota. I said it so many times. That's the point. I said I was going back to Minnesota.
Right, but we're
They
not.
put her in
But you
office
keep going
because
back to
she
individual
represents
Somalis.
them. But we're
Okay.
going to talk about this bill and what's going to happen if it's put on the table. What are the Somali Americans going to say?
it's
What
been
are
on
they
the
going to
table.
do?
It's
Are they
been on
going
the
to ride
table
behind
since
it?
2023,
You
and it
said
got
what
pushed
now?
again. So that resolution has been on the table since 2023, and it
It's
moved again.
2025 now. I'm
Okay,
sorry, my bad.
if
You
you
go
let me
ahead. You
finish,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
it moved again in May. It moved on May 15th, 2025 of this year, and she's a co-sponsor. So when you say if she did anything for Black Americans, the vast majority of Somalis wouldn't support her. That's not true.
Why wouldn't be true?
Because
But
they would have
you
voted her out of
voted for
office, bro,
her.
because they would have realized she sponsored this bill. That's the point she's making. But
No,
my
no,
whole point is
hell
why are
no,
we?
no, oh hell,
Yeah.
nah. That is not like. Come on now,
Right. Okay. So
definitely that is not true.
right, but okay. So no limit. I'm just gonna say this, and then we got to move on from this because we're not gonna go in circles. I don't care about any individual Somalis. I'm only concerned about the ones that are actually in government and what they vote for. If a Somali in Congress introduces a bill, Congress votes on it. It goes through that process and becomes law. It has nothing to do at that point with the individual people on the street. Because that's not how this government system works unless it's a referendum in a state and that state allows direct voting. So outside of that, it's a moot point. And I don't
We're
want to go
talking
on and
about
about that
Minnesota. That's
because
the point. She's a Minnesota like congresswoman.
she is in Minnesota, but when she's in
Oh my
Congress,
goodness.
it's a vote with of the Congress. It's not a vote of the people unless they have it set up a different way. That's all I'm saying. So
Okay.
we have to
And
focus
she
on
was
specific
like,
things.
come on, like I'm pretty sure she did not want to be the odd person out anyway. So that's why
Right.
she even what you call it
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
co-signed
And
or
all I'm saying
whatever.
is I don't want to get into a discussion about what Somalis in their behind closed doors in their homes, how they feel about Black Americans and this, that. We don't really need to have that conversation here because
You
it's
know what's
just very
crazy?
anecdotal. We need to stick on the topic of things that it can actually be verified with documentation, receipts, and things of that nature.
Wait, so the prompt says the African Buddhist. Is that anecdotal or is that
It's
Hold on,
definitely
brother.
not
We have to
anecdotal.
imitation?
introduce you. We have to
So,
introduce you, my brother. Stay muted, please.
so you
Yeah,
know what I
okay.
think the actual issue is,
Sorry.
Jay? Do you see this comment here? It says, we want y'all to fall in line and stop trying to take over. I think majority of these people took the rage bait that Somalis had for the last few weeks for white people as, I think they just took it. And this is what we're hearing on
And
the
run with
panel.
it.
Trouble. It's Somalis in Minnesota that actually said they wanted to take over Black Americans.
Listen, Minnesota's like
I know if you
99%
see
How?
white.
When you were
Who
here,
said that?
99% white
you
is
guys were
white.
born in America. How are we
Hold
gonna
on.
take over?
Do
We've
you
only been here
actually
30
think,
years.
do you
Hold on,
Let's
actually
think
think we
that's
can
all
take a
about.
state?
let Trouble and No Limit get through. You guys got a
Do
minute
you
hash this
actually
out
think
before we
we can
move on
take
to new
a
people.
state that's 99% white? Do you think we can take over a state? Are we actually having a conversation about that? See, if you can't understand satire, right? When Somalis are saying Minnesota was promised to us 3,000 years ago, that's your problem. It's not my problem.
I don't believe
It's
no
satire.
shit. I don't believe nothing like that. But
Okay, then. So what are we
hell
talking
no. But
about?
I'm talking about if you say it and you have proof and results of mass migration. It's just like a Mexican saying that 20 years ago. There's a lot of Mexicans here now. It's a lot of Hispanic people of origin in America now. We didn't think about that 20 years ago, 2020 or the early 90s. So that's like kind
But
of a
you're
mute
thinking
point.
about it now.
We have like the most, as of currently, we have like the most like representative of Congress or any political, position that are of different, foreign backgrounds, even the
White
president.
tea. You have more white tea than you have foreign.
I'm talking
Foreigners.
about foreign. I'm saying like foreign, like Trump, Elon Musk, or like they can be white as
Okay.
well. But I'm just saying though, like
Right.
it wasn't
So
like that before.
okay, again, but who are you to say that who should be in office? FBAs? Black Americans should be the ones running the show? You run
Yes.
America?
Whoever is
But
Well,
whoever
who
wins the vote is going to be in there.
so what's got
Whoever don't
your
wins the votes, a lot of times
what's
don't.
got your panties
They're
in a
going to be in
bunch
there
then?
too as well.
What's
yeah,
got
what's
your
got
panties
you
in a
now?
bunch
Like
then,
what
No
got you
Limit?
thinking now? Why are you
You
thinking
said
about
what
it now?
now? I
What
was
got
making the point that she's saying, oh, just because somebody said that okay, it's not true or
You're only
it
here
can't
to
be.
answer back. You're only here. You're listening to respond, though. You didn't
You're
come
supposed to
up here
respond
with
to a
an. I
question
gave you
or
the floor.
answer.
No limit. No limit. I gave you the floor to talk about what you want to talk about. Stop focusing on trouble. All right. Just talk about what you want to talk about.
You told me to talk to Trouble. Like
So
you
now,
just told me to do
okay,
that.
I'm gonna
So
move
I was giving
on.
her a
No limit,
response.
because you stuck on trouble now. Now you stuck on her. So again, if you have one more thing to say outside of trouble, outside of reparations, outside of all that scope, what do you want to say before I move on?
I mean, you can move on. I mean,
All right, thanks. All right, let's go ahead and introduce Jordan. Jordan, welcome to the panel. I know I'll get to you, Crash Out. Yeah, we're going to wait on Crash Out. Go ahead, Jordan. Introduce yourself with your race and ethnicity, where you're from.
Yes, I'm 30. My name's Jordan. From North Carolina, and
I need a race.
well, I'm getting there.
Go
You
ahead.
said you
My
asked me a bunch of
bad. I
questions.
cut
Yeah,
you
just
off. I cut you off.
relax.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm black, and my ethnicity is Black American, and so I think I find this really ironic that there's a prompt, and you guys are talking about how Minnesota and Ilhan Omar is somehow representative of all Black Americans, even though there was an uncommitted Minnesota movement that derailed a lot of the votes in Minnesota for Kamala Harris. But you guys are all Democrats. I just think that's very ironic. Most of which were Muslims in Minnesota. Also, yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. And yes, I think FBA should be in office. Foundational
Okay,
Black
we'll
Americans.
get him
Yes.
there. Get him there. Let's go ahead.
Oh,
and
I
rally that
absolutely
up.
vote for them.
Let's
Yeah,
make it
all
happen.
the
Let's
time.
make it happen, Jordan.
Yeah.
But until then,
We have made it happen.
stop
Actually,
complaining about the people that are in
yeah.
office.
Have you heard me
and
complain?
let alone the YT people that have been stayed in office. And
Have you heard me
that have the
complain?
rule over thumb. Hold on, Jordan. You said you were done. I'm gonna move on. Okay. Crash
Well,
out.
you haven't heard me
Crash out.
complain.
You next. Crash out. You next.
What
Welcome to
up?
the
What
panel,
up? What
Just
Crash
up?
out.
fine.
Can you hear me,
Is this a
bro?
white
Can
guy?
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Crash Out. Go ahead,
All
introduce
right,
yourself,
Why
your
is
look,
this a
look,
race,
white
look,
guy?
bro.
ethnicity,
I'm gonna
please.
have some decorum. I'm not gonna crash out on your
Yeah.
panel. I'm
All
just
right,
here for
brother.
a
Go ahead.
conversation, bro.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna touch on reparations. You feel me? It has been historically blocked by African immigrants or migrants, or however you label yourself, inside of offices throughout America. It has been blocked. That's a big fact. And it also is being passed on the state level first. So if you know anything about America and on how Black Americans use their power, they pass these bills federally, statewide first. So let me give you an example. San Francisco, California just passed the reparations bill for Black American residents from 1950 to 1970, meaning the immigrants can't get it. And that's a $5 million cash payout, tax debt relief at any job you sign up for at $97,000 a year. So you can't sit here and say it's not happening. It's happening. You see these state reparation hearings going on all over America all of a sudden. So let me tell you why this is going on. See, y'all sit here and y'all talk about FBA, but y'all don't understand what FBA is. FBA ain't nothing but Black Americans that used to be Pan Africans, right? The only ones that's left that ain't FBA or fall under that umbrella is the baby boomers. You know, like our uncles and aunties who passed that civil rights bill to get migrants and immigrants who look like us into this country. You get what I'm saying? Them days is over. So FBA is Black Americans. It ain't a cult. It ain't the FBI. It's Black Americans self-identifying. That's all it is, bro. And it ain't no smoke with Africans or Somalians or nobody. It's more of a way Black Americans teach. Now, when y'all came over here, we already know y'all was handed a strip, right? And we hear these strips in your talking points. Don't be around the Black Americans. Don't do this with the Black Americans. Don't align yourself with these people. And we've been sitting here telling y'all, look, them people, they snakes. They gonna bite you. Now y'all being bitten, instead of going at them, y'all tying that white tea supremacy to us. No, we told y'all not to align yourself with these people. If don't nobody got a PhD on how these people move, Black Americans do. We've been fighting on this land for centuries with these people. We know how to fight these people. We done fought them physically in the streets, and we done fought them on federal levels. And we don't align ourselves with them in politics. That's why our voice is strong. It's only 43, 50 million of us. How is our voice so strong in America like this, but you claim we don't have no power? But we show you time in and time out who holds the power in America. And I'm going to land right there.
All right, appreciate it. Crash Out. Okay, we got one more on the bottom there. I can't read her. I think I've seen her before. Right there on the bottom. You want to introduce yourself? Sorry, sister, I can't see your name.
Sure. It's Jules Starr. I'm here in Philadelphia, PA, and I'm 63 years old, and I voted Democratic.
Okay, welcome up. Go ahead, sister, if you want to respond to anything. And then after this,
Yeah,
we're going to go back. Sorry. I just want to say this. After this, we're going to go back to Jay as the moderator in Trouble. And then we'll have an open panel. I don't know how the open panel will go. We might have to go one at a time after, but go ahead, sister.
First, I want to thank Crash for showing me that reparations are voted for. It's not done yet, but they did vote in San Francisco to create reparation fund for BLK residents. That's so excellent. I didn't know that. So it's so great when we share what's going on. Hopefully it gets funded. It doesn't really, I don't think they know like how they're going to do it. Like, is it a check for each person or whatever? But I think that is excellent. And it had, like he said, it had to do with the harm that faced BLK people, but they're only recognizing from the 50s to the 70s. I guess that was during YT flight maybe or whatever, but yeah, that's excellent. I think that is we need to hear good information. My problem is, why does it sounds so hateful, Crash? And it's so weird, so extra weird when the attitude is, that's right, we're getting the reparations and you can't have none. It's not for you. You are some kind of, talking about the Africans, some kind of identity stealers. And that is so weird. Like the YT is not going to just hand out free checks to immigrant. Like they can tell when people were here. And in this particular case that you're showing me, this is not every BLK person. It looks like they're going to have to prove that they got harmed through displacement. I mean, I was shocked to look that up and see that it said something about the BLK people, like a large percentage are in shelters, and only like, I don't know if it said 3 or 5% of the population. And, what happened to us is it all over the United States, the direct harm that we continue to face because of redlining and wealth disparities and so on and so on. Yes, we face harm. Yes, we deserve reparations. And so do BLK immigrants, around the world. I don't think that they're trying to do anything wrong to us. Yeah, they might look down their noses at us. That could be true, but that's true of any of some immigrants that are not African. And the reason that is because we have a bad reputation. Whether the reputation has some truth or whether it doesn't, it's just the way America presents on the outside world. I think we recognize what our reputation is. And it's not good, even though bad things happen to us. Anyway, I'm just
Then why do they come
that
here then?
they come here for all kinds of reasons. But let me remind you
It
that
must not be that bad.
that's I'm saying what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, and there's a history behind that. Hey, I'll tell you what the reputation is. The reputation is probably, this is my opinion, okay? The reputation in the world is probably, if you come here, you're not at the bottom. You can start from next to the bottom because everybody they put above the BLK people. That's probably the reputation, and it probably has some truth to it, okay? That's another reason why we need reputations. I mean, reparations. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real thing, but I don't think it's a reason to hate. That's so weird. And also, if we unite as a BLK people across the globe, we are more empowered. But I don't think that's our culture to pocket watch like that. Don't worry. YT is in charge of the money, and they not just going to haphazardly give it to everybody. Believe me. And
Unite in Africa first.
Okay,
yeah,
host, can I respond to
Yup,
what
they
you
should.
said?
We all
I don't want
should
to
unite.
interject
How
while she
about that?
talking.
It's not hard.
Yeah, don't interject like
Africa
Jordan.
first.
Don't interject like Jordan be interjecting.
All right, for
Yeah,
sure.
but
Jordan,
I'm just saying,
calm down.
it's
Let the
okay to
sister land.
unite. Listen, the point is, why do we fuss? Like, it's okay to unite for righteousness and reparations with the whole world. Like, we can chew gum and walk at the same time. Uniting is a good word if we have a common enemy. It doesn't mean that they want part of our money. That's so weird to pocket watch. Listen, we shouldn't be like them, like in terms of that. We should have compassion for people all over, whether it's Congo, Sudan, Palestine. We should be the main ones speaking out about wrongdoing of other people because of what was done to us. And that's why I have a major problem with Israel. How dare they treat other people badly after they complain every single minute about how badly they were treated? It's heartbreaking. And America is supposed to be a land of immigrants. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought we were the ones where, come on, you can build a new life. You can try to get the American dream. We're a safe haven. I know that's idealistic, but I thought that's what it was supposed to be about. So I don't understand this hate. It's not becoming of us. I don't want us to be the bad guy. I want us to get our reparations. I want a level playing field for us, what you call the FBA. I don't like the word FBA, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I think we should have always gotten reparations for those of us who came through this transatlantic slave trade. And I also hope that other people can get reparations too. And by the way, Crash, people are getting reparations. I just saw the COFA. Right now, they got over $1 billion altogether. That's a group of, I think they call it the Marshall Islands. And you can look that up. They got more than $1 billion because the United States dropped a nuke on them. And for that harm, in return for letting the United States store their weapons or whatever on the island, they are happily getting their checks. So for anyone who thinks they don't have the money and they're not paying reparations, they have the money, they are paying reparations, they do pay reparations. A lot of reparations are due for various reasons. So yeah, right on to everybody who can get a reparation, and I mean everyone around the world, right on to you for winning. And so thank you for sharing that, but I hope that we don't become a hateful people, because we're still the victims of what was done to us. We are not going to create other victims in our land.
All right, thank you, sister. I think Jay had to leave a little bit. Go ahead, Trouble. You run this panel. I think Crash Out wanted to say something as well, but go ahead, Trouble.
Yes. Thank you for that. I wanted to go back to Crash Out. You mentioned states and reparations. Can you go back? Can you restate what you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and restate what I said. She had a lot to unpack there. So, okay, so this is what's going on. San Francisco did pass it. My wife is from San Francisco, and they're going over how the payments will be issued, what is inside the package. I'm actually looking at the package. I didn't see the package, so it have passed. Now, it ain't about a ha-ha moment that we getting it and immigrants not allowed to get it. It goes back to the fact that you had the AU, right? Y'all following me on that? The AU, the African Union, who came in and not only stopped us from sitting at reparation tables, but added us and tried to make us a sixth region without even talking to nobody that's Black American. They just overstepped. Hold on. They just overstepped boundaries and did this. Now, the way we pass bills, this is one thing we never did in America. Black Americans, we never aligned ourselves with white people wanting to sit in office, because we know if you align yourself with them, you have to lay in bed with them, you have to sign these treaties, and you give up all your power. So we fight them outside the office, meaning we stand toe to toe with these people because we don't have no treaties with them. You get what I'm saying? So we pass it on the state level first, and then it becomes federal law. That's how America works. So you hold on. You seeing reparation hearings in California? You seeing reparation hearings out in Maryland? You seeing it out in New York? You seeing it going on all over this country. You know why? Because Black Americans gonna pass it statewide first, and then it becomes a federal law. That's how it works in America.
Okay. Before you move on, because I'm just gonna lose it for the sake of the flow of conversation. So the bills that were passed in Maryland and New York, I believe, those are for studies, and the one in California is for reparation planning. So it's like a task force that'll be responsible for planning reparations. These are state level. What do you mean when you say it goes through states and then it's federal?
Okay, this is how it works. See how they just approving all these reparation studies for one? Let me take you back real quick, sweetheart. See, they only doing that because FBA, the name FBA, Foundational Black Americans. See, this is a quick Google search. All you have to do is ask it, are Black Americans foundational to America? It's going to tell you yes, because Black Americans is the ones who built this country. So that's where the word foundational come from. But see, what was Black, hold up. Let me land, baby. Let me land. Now, the reason why FBA came along and we removed the name, the misnomer African American, we could not get into these people's office to even sit down and talk to them about reparations, because they know something that they thought we didn't know. That majority of Black Americans is not from Africa. We're not from the continent of Africa. So no, they're not going to give us no reparations under the name misnomer African American. You get it now? That's why you got FBA. That's why I say you don't understand really what's going on. You on TikTok and you seeing all this hateful Reddit going on. But we're going to go ahead and get to the lead.
I'm talking about legislation, though. I'm not.
Okay, the legislation. This is what I'm trying to get to right now. So once we went FBA, right? Now you're able, right, to start having these reparation hearings at a state level. Right? So once it's passed throughout the state for reparations, in each state, it becomes federal law.
No.
So it don't matter who's sitting up in the federal government.
Wait. Hold on. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, can you slow it down, Crash? We're losing you too.
So Maryland, California, and New York. These are state level. These are state level. So the reason why I asked Vibes earlier to share the resolution was because that's pushed in Congress. There's a difference, okay? These studies at state level, states cannot force the federal government to do anything. Do you understand? So are you saying like at like all 50 states, if they pass reparation laws,
Yes, it becomes federal law.
So they have to pass that in Congress, not state level. So are you saying the federal government is going to look at 50 states and be like, okay, since
Do you
all the
not?
states are
Let
for
me
it,
let me
we're going to
ask you
do it
something,
too?
sweetheart. Do you not know how politics work in America? Do you not know once all 50 states pass a law, it becomes federal law? Do you
Right,
not know
but that
that?
has to happen in Congress.
Do you not understand that? It don't have
That
to
has
happen in Congress. Once all 50 states
okay.
get on board, then it automatically become federal law. Then
All
we
right.
push
No,
it
I
for
don't think that's
federal
how
law.
it works. No,
Okay.
We push
Nope.
it for federal. That how you think all federal laws have happened?
Crash. We got to slow it down. That's not how it works, hon. You know that.
Okay. All
That's
right.
not
So
how
how
it
did the
works.
civil rights law pass? Democrats didn't pass that. Republicans passed that. How
Where?
did it
Where was it
pass?
passed?
Because
Where did
civil
it
rights
pass?
was being pushed by all
Okay, but
50 states,
where
right?
was it passed? Where was it passed? Because each state has a Congress, right? Which Congress are you talking about? Was it passed in Congress for the country? You know, in
Say
DC,
say the
Capitol
state
Hill.
of California passes a law. Then
That's a
New
state
York.
level law.
Hold
That's
up. I'm talking state level, sweetheart.
Stop
I
saying
know you don't
sweetheart
want to
because it's
hear it.
Yeah,
condescending.
stop
I know
No,
you
saying
don't want
stop
to hear
sweetheart.
it.
saying
I know you
Real
don't want
sweetheart.
to
fast.
It's
hear it.
condescending. It's
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
condescending.
well,
say
Thank you,
that.
that's
Crash.
what I call
Thank
my
you.
Just call
daughters,
her
and
by her
that's what I
name.
call
Call
my
her by her
it's
name,
okay.
nieces.
It's
please.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
not
Call her
but
by
gonna
her
get
name.
involved in
You know
that.
what I'm
nowadays we
saying?
don't do
In
that.
Black America,
We're
that's a
not
term of
daughters.
endearment.
Hold on, honey bunny. We're not daughters, and I
Yeah,
apologize
same
for
as
saying honey
Nigga.
Okay,
bunny
You
well,
because
feel
that's how
that's
me?
we
what I
talk
call
to
Word
my
of the
women.
day.
son.
That's how we
Yeah,
talk to women in my family.
So
we're
just
asking
please,
you
just
not to
please
do
stop.
that. We are
You get what I'm
equal on
saying?
this
Okay.
panel.
What you want to be
Thank you,
addressed
sir.
as? What you want to be addressed
Her name Trouble.
as?
Trouble.
Trouble.
Yes.
Okay, trouble. Do you
Okay.
not
So
understand that California, Maryland, these is all state level laws. So
right. So this.
as California passed the same law, a reparations bill, then Maryland do it, then New York do it, and all these other states which is on board and holding these reparation hearings and studies, once it passed statewide, it have to become a federal law. Yeah, that's
Can
how
I
it
say
works.
that couldn't? No, that
Okay.
can't
So
be. Here's why.
Yeah, that's a big fact.
Right, but they need to pass these laws in Congress though. Passing state level studies, the studies are not going to get you reparations.
Okay,
These
look, it
states
just
need.
passed in San Francisco,
That's
right?
how it starts.
Right? This is how it
So
starts.
okay,
It
so
just
okay,
passed in
Reggie.
San Francisco. San Francisco is not a state. That's a city. That's matter of fact, that's
Right,
California's
so
governor
localities
old
and
city.
so
So you know that
localities.
you know how powerful San Francisco is, sweetheart,
Okay,
in California?
so localities are paying reparations to people, but this isn't federal. Like we're talking federal level. You want federal level Reggie, do you
Keep
understand
going.
what
I'm listening.
I'm saying? So
I had to
what
drop him because he keeps calling you sweetheart. We already asked him not to, so
Yeah.
you can come back up.
That's
He can
just a
come back
part
up,
of
but
his
get it correct.
language. It's
I
like,
want an apology to Trouble, and you can come back up. Reggie, hold on.
And he probably
we
doesn't
we
understand
get
that,
you.
but like at work, you can't say sweetheart to a person at work. Like we're trying to get away from that. I don't think he gets it. He probably doesn't mean harm.
yeah, I honestly I don't get hung up on that type of thing, but he's
Yeah.
saying the state level is going to result in federal, which is just not true. So I feel like
Let me apologize to the lady. My bad, Trouble.
it's okay. I
That's just
appreciate the apology.
it's just programmed in me to say that because that's how I talk to my daughters and my nieces and my uncles and everybody else do the same thing. So it's
No
within our
problem.
family.
No
So
problem.
my bad on that because like I said, I just came up here to have a conversation. I didn't come up here to crash out. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh, we understand.
Fair
We
enough.
understand.
So what I'm trying to explain to you, just like right now, California looking at it like, okay, we're gonna pass this reparation studies, but look what they just did in I'm in Oakland, California. I'm in the home
Right.
of the Black Panthers. You get what I'm saying? So I understand exactly what's going on because my family is of the Black Panthers. So we boots to the ground. We was actually out here. We out here at these reparation hearings. San Francisco just passed it. You know what that's gonna force California to do? Pass it. That's what it's gonna do. Then you know what happens once California write a bill? Do you not know California have the strictest laws in America? Do you not
Okay,
know
but
every other state governs behind what
you
California do?
you
Even
want
for your speeding
reparations.
tickets?
That's not what she's saying,
You
Crash.
want
I get what you're saying, but also, excuse me, Trouble.
sure.
Also, like the one that you're talking about in San Francisco, it's a particular thing for people in San Francisco. So how would all the 50 states want the same thing? And also, it's not even covering all the different types of harm. It sounds like this one that you're talking about is only covering harm from housing discrimination, from what I get. But my point is, each state might have harms from different things, different reasons. And also, I want to ask, don't they already have that federal bill that's been sitting there forever called the H, whatever it's called?
The HB 40.
Yeah. So tell me, like, what you mean when you're talking about it can go federal. Like,
No, it's
do you know what I mean? They
That's
already
how it
have the HB
starts.
40, and you understand, like, each state, and plus each state has to have their own money. And the way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, like, each state, some states are broke and some states have money. And even now, very soon, the states are going to have to come up with their own money to supplement, like, welfare and stuff like that. So I don't, like, each state would be different. So that wouldn't make sense that all of a sudden a bill would pass just saying, like, what, and then all the states agree. You understand what I'm saying? So if somebody can elaborate on that, if I'm on the right track of understanding, and maybe Crash Out
Well,
can, take it from
yeah,
there.
I don't think y'all get it. Like, you know how civil rights ended? They desegregated one.
Reggie, we have to introduce you, my brother. We
All
have
right,
to.
so basically, San
Yeah,
Hold on.
Francisco
hold on,
residents.
Crash Out. We want Reggie to
Okay.
introduce
All
himself.
right, I'm gonna mute. Go ahead. Just let me know when it's okay.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Reggie, I need your race, your ethnicity, where you're from.
I am Black American from
They all
America.
know me. They all know me. We don't know you, Reggie. We don't
Y'all
know
know
you,
me.
brother.
Don't
Go
play.
ahead, man. All right, welcome to the panel. Go ahead and if you want to respond to what has been
Yes.
said.
Sorry to just jump in, but yeah, that's how it works in America. Like, that's how segregation ended. You don't just desegregate the whole country at one time. You do it state to state, city to city. They started with the buses, and then it moves from there. It slowly progresses, and this separation, this delineation is moving fast. Keep mentioning California. In California, they now delineate. You got to delineate by race. You have Black Americans or African Americans, they put at the top. Then underneath is African immigrants. And so that's how it starts in America. Everything goes state to state, city to city, and it reaches its way to the federal level. You got to keep putting pressure on them. And that's what's
Right.
happening now, and it's happening quick.
I don't disagree. I just think that
Where you
passing
from,
state.
brother? What's that accent?
Reggie, he
Brother,
was talking to you.
don't stay muted, bro. We have to introduce you, okay?
Wait, that
Go ahead,
was
bro.
Crash Out. No, that was Crash
No,
Out.
no, that wasn't me. That wasn't
No, that
me. He
wasn't
said
him.
I
Oh,
can
sorry.
respond. Okay.
No, he good. Crash Out, we got you.
So what I've been trying to say is, I'm not trying to say that what the states are doing right now isn't good, but this is state level. It's not federal. How many resolutions or bills are in Congress for reparations right now?
Okay, let me answer that really fast. Now, first I'm gonna touch on what he just said. Another bill that me and my family actually helped push was SB 515 here in Oakland, California. That goes all the way throughout California. Actually, about to kick in, I believe, in 2026 to 27, where you have to self-identify where you're from. So therefore, those boxes, you can't check those boxes no more. It's the first delineation bill that has been pushed, and that bill is sweeping the nation right now, state to state. So, like, I don't know where he's from, so I'm not going get on his accent or nothing like that. But what he's basically saying is this: the same thing I said. It started at state level first, then it sweeps up to the federal level. That's how it's always been in America. That's how you got civil rights. That's how we got civil rights bills passed. That's how we got majority of everything that we stand on right now today. They even allow immigrants and migrants to come into this country. How do you think those passed? State to state. Then it became federal. That's all I've been trying to explain to you. No, it's not